We begin today with some breaking news out of Post Falls, where police just arrested a man accused of stealing 2 cars and shooting at people. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Officers say that suspect started shooting at cars at a gas station before then leading police on a short chase. So we want to give you a quick live look right now at the gas station. This is again in Post Falls. It all came to an end about 40 minutes ago. The suspect was arrested. The stolen cars have also been found.
So at this point, Post Falls police believe this was random and not targeted at a specific person. There are several scenes with this story. Here's a look at some of the cars with bullet holes in them. The shooting started at the gas station and the suspect took off from there, according to officers. Police say he then stole a car from a farm before stealing another car from the Burlington Railroad area before police caught up with him and then arrested him.
So, of course, this is still a developing story. We do have crews there at multiple locations gathering information. We'll bring you the very latest as we learn more.
We feel good that this patient not only had mild symptoms, but actually the symptoms appear to be improving.
So the U.S. now has its first confirmed case of COVID caused by that new Omicron variant. It was found in a fully vaccinated patient in California.
The person traveled from South Africa on November 22nd and has mild symptoms, as you heard. He's now self-quarantining. The CDC is currently working to step up COVID testing requirements for travel to the United States.
So right now, travelers have to be tested within 72 hours of arriving, but health officials are considering testing travelers one day before boarding U.S.-bound flights, regardless of their vaccination status or location.
The best protection against Omicron is getting a booster shot.
President Biden says on Thursday he will lay out his administration's strategy to fight COVID through the winter months. He said not with shutdowns or lockdowns, but with widespread vaccinations, boosters, and testing.
In the meantime, the CDC is now expanding surveillance for Omicron at 4 of the busiest international airports in the country, and cities and states are also boosting their own surveillance, testing samples in wastewater.
Dr. Fauci says in the next few weeks, the U.S. expects to learn a lot more about Omicron's transmissibility and severity from countries like South Africa, which have large numbers of confirmed and probable cases.
The University of Washington says it is inevitable that the Omicron variant will be detected here locally. UW says its virology lab is on close watch now for that variant. The acting instructor of lab medicine for UW says it's only a matter of time, really, because of how connected the world is and how much travel has been taking place. UW says its lab is able to sequence 2,000 test samples a week. They say that gives them high confidence in their ability to find that variant.
Be humble in acknowledging that there's a lot to be learned about this variant and a lot of work going on and a lot that we just don't know.
Idaho state leaders, meantime, say they are starting to prepare for the Omicron variant.
So the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare held its weekly COVID briefing just yesterday to discuss what they do know and how they are trying to track the variant.
It is not 100% certain that it is more transmissible than Delta. There's that suspicion and that concern because of this apparently rapidly growing cluster out of South Africa initially and cases elsewhere. But we don't know that for sure yet. We don't know that it's going to be able to take over or displace Delta variant. We aren't sure.
Dr. Hahn went on to say that they're also not sure how effective the vaccines will be against the Omicron variant. However, they are still the best defense we have against the coronavirus. Leaders also asking everyone to take precautions as we await Omicron's arrival in the state.
And because of the strain's sequence, health experts in the Gem State say they can tell once the new variant has officially reached Idaho. In some positive news, health leaders also said they are seeing a decline in hospitalizations and positivity percentage. The Panhandle, though, is still under crisis standards of care, but are definitely seeing improvements.
All right, let's take a quick break from the headlines to talk weather because it is beautiful outside. Take a look at that shot right there with a beautiful Christmas tree. Also unbelievably warm today, nearly 60 degrees in Spokane.
Wow.
Cody's in the Outdoor Weather Center tonight. Cody, 2 things. That sunset behind you is pretty amazing. Also, did we break records today for how warm it was?
And I can answer to both questions that yes and yes. I'm not sure exactly what we hit for our official high temperature for today. I'm hoping to find that out a little bit later within the next hour from when that information is released from the National Weather Service. But to give you an idea, our record today for today in particular is 57 degrees. Right now it's 56, but just a half hour ago we were about 58 degrees. When I came in, about 59. So Right now, based on my own information, we did break records. We've also been seeing some breezy to gusty conditions. South-southwest winds about 17 miles per hour right now, and it's very mild across the state. Quite a few places actually broke records for today, and some places, according to the National Weather Service, even hit 70s. I'm hoping to have that list for you soon, but you can see many places in the mid to upper 50s. Wenatchee currently at 64 degrees, 62 right now for Moses Lake. It is a bit breezy for some of us right now. 17-mile-per-hour winds in Spokane that actually died down just a bit compared to about an hour and a half ago. And as we head into our overnight hours, eventually we'll see those temperatures start to cool down more into those upper 40s as we head into early tomorrow morning. A little bit cooler than what we were overnight. Wind gusts could continue to be a bit of an issue for us. Just be prepared for that. Watch that trash can just in case. And then for the next few days, a little bit cooler temperatures for tomorrow. We start to see more of those 40s as we head into Friday and into Saturday. So a little closer to our average temperatures when we get towards the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. The state of Washington is facing a staggering nursing shortage in its hospitals and clinics. According to a recent study, more than 6,000 nurses are needed to fill vacancies all across the state.
KREM 2's Ian Smay spoke with local nursing educators and healthcare leaders about that shortage. He joins us live in the newsroom with more on that. Ian?
Mark Whitney, that study was done by the Washington State Hospital Association, and the results were released just last month. It surveyed 80 hospitals, which make up 85% of the state's hospital beds. And just like so many other industries during the pandemic, nursing is suffering from a shortage in workers. But healthcare leaders say the staffing crisis in healthcare started before the pandemic. According to an associate dean at the WSU College of Nursing, classrooms are full and nursing schools are actually having to turn away qualified applicants because they don't have enough resources for more students. Those resources include things such as faculty members and clinical opportunities. I spoke earlier today with Providence's Chief Human Resources Officer, and the staffing shortage could take at least 2 years to resolve.
I wish I had the crystal ball to know, but honestly, I think we're really in it for the long haul. This is a long game. It's going to be a marathon until we get out of what we're calling the staffing crisis.
According to that survey from the State Hospital Association, turnover rates for hospitals in Washington state sit at 17% currently, which is slightly lower than the national average. So far this year, it has taken Washington hospitals 114 days on average to fill registered nursing positions. There are many reasons for nurses leaving their roles, including early retirement and burnout from long, difficult hours during the pandemic. Coming up at 5, I'll have more on what local leaders say need to be done to help fix the current nursing shortage. For now, in the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. Well, trial for a Cheney man accused of killing his wife by poisoning her ice cream got underway today. According to court documents, police believe David Pettis used prescription medications in a lethal amount to kill his wife. Prosecutors say he also took out a $150,000 life insurance policy on her just 3 days before she died. That was back in June of 2018. In 2019, Pettis pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. Opening arguments were expected to start just a few minutes ago. Court is still in session right now, but opening arguments have finished. The victim's son and sister also took the stand today. Our Amanda Rowley was in the courtroom. She'll join us live coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5.
All right, coming up next, a broken leg, a journey to a new country, and an opportunity of a lifetime.
The doctors wanted to say that there's no way to fix it other than to just cut off the leg, but my mom didn't want that.
Tonight, a local high schooler's incredible journey to save his leg and pursue his passion in the ring. In a story you'll only see on KREM 2.